Hello everyone, my name's Tony. Yes, the two chapter videos in chapter 9 by Simmons, Liley, and Coonley 2020, I did expect to see those scenes. It is what I expected because I do admit I watch a lot of movies and TV shows with counseling sessions, and they look very similar to what I saw in the chapter videos. But I also must admit that when I was younger and before I started schooling, when I was much younger actually, I thought that all counseling sessions had the client lay down flat on a long couch and then you have the counselor sitting across the room, sitting up straight in the chair asking questions. But as I grew older, I realized that's not what it really is, at least not all the time. And yes, so what I saw in the chapter videos is what I expected to see. The two counselors, Counselor Tackix and Counselor Powell, they both displayed elements from the models discussed in Simmons, Liley, and Coonley textbook 2020. The elements were from the models Kharkov, the Egan model, the Ivy model, and the Hawkins model. Both counselors used a lot of head nodding. They had direct eye contact with the clients. The head nodding was to indicate that they understood what the clients were saying. Both clients used a lot of reflection. They used reframing, paraphrasing, summarizing the information. Both clients did manage to achieve empathy. They achieved empathy by the client agreeing that they understood what the client explained. One thing differently, also both clients did use SOLAR, the acronym SOLAR, which stands for sitting squarely, open posture, leaning in, aiming their bodies toward the client, and relaxing. They both seem relaxed. One thing I noticed differently about the counselors was that Powell seemed to be, it seemed like his session with Stephanie was new, like maybe it was their first or second session. And with Tackix and Mariah, their sessions seemed a little more intimate, like they knew each other a little longer. Maybe they engaged in more sessions. It seemed like they had a deeper therapeutic alliance. For as far as theoretical orientation goes, I would say that Tackix might be operating from the cognitive behavioral theoretical approach. He did challenge a lot of Mariah's thinking. He challenged her to engage in new behaviors. And with Powell, I think he may have been coming from the client-centered therapy approach because he seemed to have a lot of unconditional positive regard for the client. He really just let her explain everything and he just kept elaborating. Well, he asked her to elaborate and he asked Stephanie to just explain the thoughts behind her feelings, but he didn't challenge her thinking and he didn't suggest any behaviors. In fact, what I like about the counseling session with Powell and Stephanie is that he wanted to wait for the next session to talk about solutions. Whereas with Tackix and Mariah, they were already further along in the counseling relationship, I believe, so they were discussing solutions to be handled before the next session. What counselor would be best for me? I think that I will want a combination of Tackix and Powell. I would want an integration. I really like the unconditional positive regard that was displayed by Powell. And I really like the cognitive behavioral approach that was displayed by Tackix. However, I think I would want my counselor to have a Christian worldview, because a lot of my decision making for my thinking and my feeling, and when it comes to resolutions, I like it to be biblically based. So I would definitely want to have a Christian worldview counselor. Questions that I would have for the counselors. For Tackix, I would ask how he may navigate any possible cultural differences between him and Mariah, with him being a white male and Mariah being a black female. There may be some cultural differences, and how would Tackix go about navigating through those? And for Powell, I would ask how he plans on helping Stephanie explore, share, and execute solutions for her issues during their next session. How is Powell going to go from attending in positive regard to accountability and challenging aversive behavior or thoughts for his client? Thank you very much for watching the post, and I hope you all have a great day.